Once again, today we are not going to be doing any farming in field, but Dad is on his way to look at a tractor right now. We're looking at potentially trading the 8360, and I got some new rims and tires for the Polaris Ranger, and check this out, a new trumpet for my XCR 800. Everything's a sloppy mess, but at least it is melting or settling some. I'm gonna throw the combine in the shed because I think we're gonna want it in there. We do still have about 120 acres left to go. So we're gonna have to get back to harvesting at some point and hopefully run a bunch of tillage again too. The way the weather looks, we're gonna get harvested one way or another. We know that, but tillage, we're pretty hopeful that this will at least settle enough to be able to go on tillage. Look at this snow. Slid off the roof of the shed. Oh boy. I sure hope tillage goes, because if you guys watched the last video, you know we got the strip till rig in here, so I'm excited to try that out. Heck, I even got Dad excited about it now, so hopefully we can strip till some acres with the 8RX. Also in the last video, you saw that I had some issues connecting the new snowblower to the new quick hitch. It's actually a problem on the blower here where supposedly this arm got welded in the wrong spot, so I can't get the quick hitch to connect to it. Midwest Machinery, our local dealer, is going to come out and fix that for us. It's all under warranty, which it should be because it's a brand new blower. I've never even used it, and it should mount right up to that quick hitch. So as stupid as I felt that that wouldn't connect, it was my fault. So for the moment, I have a whole bunch of shuffling to do in here, just to make everything fit right, the way we want it. And I should probably try to move this snow out of the way. Oh, that moves a lot easier than I expected. This should be no problem. At some point, we'll get to finish harvest. Sometime soon, I hope. Hard to say. No, underneath it shouldn't, because with the snow this thick, it should insulate pretty well. We just need the snow to go down a little bit so we can get enough traction to run the tillage over it. Jim and I both just missed a call from Dad. And now Dad won't answer his phone, which means Jim called him back sooner than I did. After I get my shuffling done here, we'll take the Ranger out into the fields and I'll show you what's going on with the corn and what's going to make the decision on how and when we harvest it here. Didge, you need to get pet? You're a good puppy dog. This thing is going to be used to make some really sweet snowmobile jumps this winter. I've never used a snow pusher before until I bought this one. We've never had one up to this point, but I can already say moving snow this winter is going to be an entirely different experience, that's for sure. Of course, now that I put this thing on here, we probably won't ever get any snow again. So that's my new HLA 4500 snow pusher. I know it doesn't have the cross braces in it because it's got like a dual wall system here. So that's kind of the big reason I bought this one. Got it right from Good Works Tractors out of Michigan. They shipped it right here, so I'll actually link them down below. Check them out. And we don't have the sprayer winterized yet, so we're gonna have to leave that indoors, but I need it out of my way. I think that's out of the way for now. We need to clean up this back wall. Look at these disgusting ghost turds and bees wings. It's all pretty bad. I don't know where to start and stop. So I probably better stop right here. Now I gotta move the Welker wagon here out of the way so I can get in through the north door here, because that's the only door that's wide enough to get that corn header through. I can't get the corn header through these doors without knocking down the building in the process. They are forecasting more snow tomorrow again, so I think I'll just tuck this thing into the shed right here. I've also been wondering about the chisel plow there. That chisel plow might go. You know, I tried the ripper yesterday, it clearly isn't gonna go. Didn't go yesterday, it won't go today, but that chisel plow might. Pulls a little bit easier. There are so many tracks on this farm. The final piece of the puzzle today will be to fit the combine in. I don't know if we'll fit or not. That long auger there might mess with me, but we'll see. Only one way to find out. I do wish there was a lot less snow right there. That is gonna make a heck of a mess in the shop there. Oh, that's thick. That's what she said. I'm thinking we're not quite in yet. We need another 8 inches. That's what she said. I have a way better idea. I'm gonna flip the shed around. There. Much less wasted space. We still have wet corn in both of the wet bins, and we need to make room for the crop that we have yet to take off. So the plan is to move the wet corn out of the big wet bin and see if we can fit it all in the smaller ones. We're a little skeptical to start the dryer right now, because if we start it up and it gets warm and everything starts melting and dripping and you don't run it long enough, then pretty soon, next time you start it up, you got problems with things freezing and fans being off balance and all kinds of stuff that's no fun. But I'm gonna check the wet bins here and think about transferring anyway. Boy, there's not much in here. 2.5 rings, and the center runs empty with about 2 left. But this one is getting right up there. So there's only room for 2,000, maybe 2,500 bushels in there. This one here, circumference is a little wider. There's probably, I'll bet there's 5,000 bushels in there yet. See all that snow up on top of the dryer? If that gets hot and starts melting, we got to run it long enough till everything's dry. Or it gets in those belts and those fans. Causes all kinds of issues next time we start it, because it turns into ice. If we start the dryer up, it's gonna go into this bin more than likely, so I'm gonna need to climb this one. We can safely fit at least 1,500 bushels in there. Probably 2,000 is gonna be just fine. We got about 2 rings left in the small wet bin, so a couple thousand bushels only there.
That's all you can hold in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the bigger wet bin has about 2.5 rings. So the center's almost empty, but we get the whole floor, so I'll bet there's 4,000 to 5,000 in there.
Yeah, it won't all fit, will it?
No, and I climbed the Southwest 60. There's at least a foot left around all the way, plus a little more than that in front of the ladder. So 2,000 will go in there.
1,500 to 2,000, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'd have room for all of it. We'd have to run the dryer for an hour or 2.
We have to run the dryer, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire it up. If we gotta deal with the consequences, we gotta deal with them. There's no way to know. I'm just gonna chance it, because we need room for corn, so I'm gonna take that time and do it now. Go back here, make sure everything looks like it's turning okay. Chains and belts are moving, and the air system's on. Now that we got that running, I'm gonna throw the bucket back on the skid steer, and I'm gonna move the snow above the pits, because a large majority of the moisture that ends up in the pits comes from snow melt. The reason I'm not using the snow pusher for this is because underneath the concrete over there in front of the bins, we've got the pits. There's an access cover to get down to the augers. We got the mats laying there. There's just too much stuff that I don't want to catch with that thing, so I can pay a lot more attention, get a lot more detailed with this thing. That ended up working so well, I kind of just kept going here. I don't think I scraped the ground up too bad, but this will dry up a little nicer, or at least freeze well it's a little more level. Doggone, that worked pretty good. Everything looks good here. We still can't quite get our plenum temp up to where we want it. We got it set for 220 and we're just at 209 at the moment. If it stays like that, we'll be able to finish everything out, no problem, but something's got to be goofy in there. Pretty soon we're gonna run out of corn here. Well, the deer guy was out and we got the piece torched out of the snowblower that I wanted out, but now I want to move it back, and my 3-point on the 6175 is stuck again. Now I'm stuck with skid loader. There we go.
Did you let the hydraulics down?
It's in float.
It went down a few inches.
I know that.
Oh.
It should go all the way down. If I knew, I'd tell you. We'd fix it, yeah. It should not be doing that. Obviously there's an issue, but I don't know what it is, but I've had several people tell me they've had the same problem, so I don't know. There's some grease zerks in the arms and stuff, but I don't understand why it's doing that.
The arms seem really free. You can't be rubbing on there that hard, can it?
No, because I had it going up and down just fine. There isn't a lot on there to lubricate, but I greased everything and the arms swing nice and free, so I'm gonna move it and have Dad watch it, see if we can figure something out.
Hold it. Go a little bit more. Hold it. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
It's getting tight in that spot.
Tight, so I don't know if you're supposed to take out a spacer to
Is there spacers to take off?
Well, thick ones, it looks like it'd be too much. And it's still going up.
Yeah.
It's going to stretch it further apart.
Oh yeah.
So that's all it's doing.
It's hitting those, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our 6410 had those, and you could pull them off with a pin.
Yeah, turn around.
These are not like that. I think you're right. Yeah, so we take this one off and flip it the other way around. Yeah, I'll bet you're right. That's a project for a different day, when we need a project in the shop because it's too cold out, so maybe tomorrow. All right, let's turn the heat back on because it's getting cold in here, isn't it, Ditch? You got icicles on your head. Icicles. Now it's time for the fun stuff. I'm gonna go grab the rims and tires for this and bolt those on. Oh, wrong button. That one. Got it. See, real men start the heaters first and forget that they still gotta open the door and go get something. Now these are some heavy duty double beadlock rims that are just, oh, those are schwanky. Look at this old wrinkly tire, Onyx. Not even a beadlock. Onyx says, why are we upgrading? Because these are a double beadlock rim and a 10-ply tire and deeper lugs, so these are much more durable tires. So now when I hit culverts, hopefully I won't blow holes in the tires and I won't peel them off because of the beadlock. These are a Polaris thing. You can get them from Polaris. We got them right through Mies Outland, which is one of the largest Polaris dealers. Maybe the, I know they're big. They're a big Polaris dealer, not too far from us. St. Cloud, Minnesota, Watkins, Minnesota. They got a couple locations. Check them out, but these are a good upgrade. You coming with or not? It's warmer in here. A couple minutes. It's right up to my time limit where I figured we're gonna be running out of room in that back bin, so I'm gonna turn the dryer off. I'm really surprised that we had enough wet corn in the bin to keep moving, but we did. Gonna let the fans run for a bit here just to make sure they dry themselves off as much as possible while I go check the bin fans to make sure they're on to cool down the hot corn that's in there. Look at that sunset. Oh, the snow does make things beautiful. Getting pretty chilly out. Everything's starting to freeze pretty solid here in the yard now with the sun going down. We're supposed to be in the single digits tonight, which is not unusual for us, but in October it sure is. That's better, isn't it, Anna and Onyx? Yeah. Now for the real fun.
Yeah.
We're putting a pipe on this baby. Much better. Yeah. Keep it under 100.
What?
Or 200. Keep it under 200.